for this week's Ask Dr Nikki, the question is, Dear Dr Nikki, my boyfriend is struggling in the bedroom with his erections. He's 49 years old. Should I go and get Viagra for him? Now, not to freak any men out there, but when guys start to reach that age of 40 and over, you can see a decline in testosterone. So this isn't unusual. Now, it's really important that if there is something going on in the bedroom that you're concerned about, that might be his erections, or even generally for people out there, if you're not happy about something or there's something you want to talk about, I think you need to have the conversation with your partner first. It's no good going to the doctor, although doctors won't normally write prescriptions for someone who's not there. There might be some websites that I think you can get Viagra on these days, or imitation drugs. But there's no point in getting something and then bringing it home and saying to him, here, I think you should have this, or leave it on the kitchen table and just push it over. You need to talk about what's going on. It's so interesting that we can have sex with people, but we can't have conversations that potentially might be a little bit awkward or negative. Now, in those moments of feeling awkward is actually where we can connect with somebody and we can explore intimacy. This is really vulnerable, talking about you might not be happy, he might be struggling with his erections. It's not an easy conversation to have, but being in a relationship is about overcoming these scenarios, but also having really honest and open conversations. I think you need to really be careful with this one, because a lot of guys are very tied to their sexual performance. It's nearly a part of their identity. We always hear men are giving a one or lasting longer, and all those kind of statements, they really can affect a man's ego. And he feels that he is a man as long as he can pleasure his partner. So be careful that this might be something that's going on for him. It might be something that he's feeling. If he hasn't brought up issues to do with his erection, it could be that he feels really embarrassed about it. So make sure you tread really lightly around that. It might not even be Viagra that you have to go to. Something like a cock ring that can help with blood flow might be all that you need to kind of give him a bit of a helping hand. But these are conversations that you need to be having together and decisions that you need to be making together. You might also need to respect that if you do raise this subject and he's very closed about it, then he might not want to talk about it with you, and he might want to go and talk to a doctor himself on his own first. I think you also need to respect that, but you do need to talk about this together in general, but you need to be guided by the solution as to what he feels comfortable with. So maybe just try having a light conversation around your sex life. Gauge to see what he's like. Do some little prodding. Talk to him about something else to do with sex. See if he gets uncomfortable, or see if he starts to open up with you about how he feels. You might even want to ask him, well, how do you feel about our sex life? Is there anything that you want to improve? Not necessarily putting the blame on him that, hey, I'm not really happy because you can't stay hard long enough, but opening up that conversation to what could we do differently? So saying to him, what would you like to do differently? Instead of saying, I want this to necessarily be fixed. So just go really easy and gentle on him, and remember that there's no right and wrong in these situations, but you need to be talking about this with the person that you're in the relationship with. You need to be working this out with them, not necessarily finding out your own solutions and presenting to them and saying, this is what I think we should do. So I hope that helps. Now, if you have an Ask Dr. Nikki question, jump onto my Facebook page and you can ask me anything except my phone number.